I am back with more Banished. Our mountainous... Oh, I haven't really mentioned the challenge here with Mountain Men. Well, I did, I guess, in the intro. But the thing about that I did not mention is the goal is to get a population of 50 and then maintain that for 20 years. Now, I've already gotten the achievement, actually. But we're going to keep running with this one as long as we can keep growing it. I like the Mountain Man one because it's a challenge based on itself. There's a couple of other ones that are like handicap yourself by not educating anyone or never building a trading post. We're not going to do any of those. I mean, the only one I would consider is not doing trading posts. Not educating people. Very bad to do on this. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. There's a lot of downtime at times. But hopefully this expansion up here, the aggressive expansion, to coin the phrase. No, I'm not coining the phrase at all. Actually, I should have at least a temporary, but probably permanent anyway. Thing down here. Thing! Storage. Stockpile. There we go. It's right there. Because, hey! Forester's Lodge can be cutting down trees. Now what I could do... I wonder if I can do that right there. That'd be ideal, I think. I could build a bridge south. These icons are good, but I just could never think to pick around 14. Let's just check real quick how good the road situation. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. I'm glad I'm not gonna build it there. Yeah, down here. That's actually a good spot to expand. So we're totally gonna build that bridge right there. 14's a little long, but I think that's the best we're gonna get. That, and it's kind of the ideal spot. We're right alongside the building. Nothing else I can really build there anyway. Some more road. I will be removing the storage cart right now. No, I can't do it right now. That'd be stupid. There's not a lot in it because my food is really low. Oh, it's down to 0, yeah. We definitely need to... We're gonna put a couple people more on fishing. I don't really understand if you can, like, overfish a location. I may even add another, Well, we're gonna pause this because I think they've knocked down other resources and I don't really want to spend a lot of time building in it. I don't need it right away. Use the stone up here. We got a stockpile now, so it won't be a lot of travel time to do it. We can take the stone. No. Well, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna take the stone, and then we're gonna take the trees. I'm just gonna leave the iron, that's all. That'll be good. I don't wanna get that. No, that's fine, that's fine. Wait, no, that is a tree. Very small tree. I don't know if there's a diminished yield for chopping down a really small tree or not. I mean, it would make sense. But I'm going to look into another fishing dock. This isn't like a wonderful spot for it. And here there'd be overlap, so I don't really want them to compete with one another. Like, that would have been an okay spot, too. But it seemed like the best thing to put there was the... Can't go that far. Okay. Go right there. And because we're low on food, I'm going to actually prioritize this. not a lot of resources, I don't think. It's just, it's a little on the high side, just a little. But we have the hunting cabin. We've got the gatherers hut. We've got another gatherers hut building up there. And I've already got people designated as fishermen. And I feel like it's better to spread out than to overemphasize one particular location. If I had a lot of extra wood, logs, I would definitely work on the quarry, but I don't. I've got a lot of firewood though. Wow, I actually did not. You know what? I've got that much firewood, there's no reason not to just kind of build on it. I definitely want to get the fishing dock done first though. Alright, we're getting a little bit of planting here. It's of course going to take a few years. I'm actually just going to speed this up because the game is kind of slow. And food. The thing about food is you see the limit's 5,000 and you start off with 1,200 and I'm so low on it right now. And you know, right now I feel like if I had 500 food that'd be great, but it's really not a lot because it fluctuates quite a bit. And when you go into farming, you get a lot in the winter, not so much summer. You can gather in the winter. I don't know if there's any death of gathered things in the winter, which might be a reason to put more people on gathering. If I knew that, I would definitely change the way I do it. With only having 2 people on it, I would 4. But I believe gathered stuff just kind of sticks around until you pick it up. And I know hunting, your hunters just wander around, they don't actively seek out the deer. Because I've got deer right there, well within range, and they're cool. We're cool. Where's my hunter at? Where are you, hunter? The only, yeah, I'll follow you around. See, you're just walking around. There's deer everywhere, but you're just chilling out. Just wandering. Alright, you know, everyone's starving, but you know, you don't have to really hunt deer. You can just say you're hunting deer, it's cool, it's cool. Are we, yeah, we're getting some stone in there. We got, actually we're short on logs, which is a little bit surprising. Usually it's always stone, always stone, need more stone, I need more stone. Anybody got some stone? I need stone. Right now we're waiting on logs. Well, about equally. Alright, we got that going. Nice, nice. I don't know exactly how many people we started off. I believe it was 8 and 7. There's a little bit of variance on how many you start with. You can start with 8 and 8, you can start with 8 and 6. I think that's the lowest it goes with the hardest start. But I believe we had 8 and 7. So we've basically doubled our adult population, kept our child population about the same. We're definitely not having a bad start at all. Got the kids up here. Now I could set up another little building like this, but there's 2 things that are keeping me back from doing it. One is I don't want to expand too quickly, because especially this early on you can have a crash. Because I don't really have enough food to support who I have right now. And I could be like aggressive and be like, well, if I build that, then they'll be able to. Be able to maintain. And what I'm actually going to do instead of that is I'm going to build a bridge. And this is kind of a bad idea. Oh, I should check that before it actually turns into that. Not that one. That one's not good. Okay, this should be fine. I don't want to set a priority to that because one of the problems with bridges in certain locations, like this one's fine, this one is fine, but now that this one has a way that they can go around, get to both sides of the bridge, they'll build a little bit on one side, A little bit on the other side. A little bit on one side, a little bit on the other side. Because of the way that they build, they don't just stand there and build, they move around. So they feel compelled to move to the other side. It's kind of annoying. I'd like to see that changed. I don't know if it's considered a bug or it's just something that happens. But it can tie up a lot of time. Alright, we've actually got that going. We're going to start building that. Now we'll be able to have stone. Getting that early is nice. Should alleviate any shortages of stone we're going to have. Or at least reduce the problems of it. We got this bridge down here. I'm going to wait. Should I wait? Gotta gather stuff going up there. Got all the stone in there. I can wait. What I can do though is I can wait. What about there? What about those trees? Okay. I can just do a little bit of designation on those trees right there. Hopefully we'll get them real quick. I don't put a lot of people on foresting. I don't know if that's a bad idea. Maybe I could put a couple more on there. I don't know if that makes them work better or not. Put 2 on there just for now. Because once they finish this forester's lodge up there, it'll automatically even out where they are. And see, I'm actually going to pause that. Pause that. I don't want to build them yet. Let's hold off on this and leave that. It's okay. I just don't want to dump a lot of resources into those because we're starting. Actually, we will let this. No, we'll keep that one paused. Anyway, I don't have very many logs, stored firewood, and I don't want to use too much of that. Right, we're only going to put 2 stone cutters on there, because one of the issues with stone cutters and miners, if you have anything else designated for laborers to do, they'll pretty much ignore that. Because when they produce, they just kind of set it over to the side and it doesn't go directly to the stockpile. So a lot of times you'll have full, oh no, starvation. That's not good. Alright. Alright, we gotta put people on gathering. Put 3 on gathering, 3 on fishery. Take down to 1 builder, another hunter. Keep 1 on laboring. We've got to fix that food situation. And I closed my menu. That happens a lot. Especially with that one. The other ones I've been pretty good about, but that one I closed. Yeah, we're at 0 food. People are getting really hungry. So I've got to focus on gathering food as much as possible right now. And part of that is probably because I just noticed, just paid attention to it, everybody is out of tools. That is really bad. I've had these go really well. This was not the ideal start. I didn't think it was that bad. Got a little bit too confident. I wasn't paying enough attention. Like, we're at that point right now. I definitely don't want to build this house. Where we have to focus on getting... That is being built. Okay. I mean, we're not game over situation. This game is very generous on what you can come back from. I've dropped down to as little as 4 people and come back from it. It's very tedious to do that because you're literally counting on every birth to have not only to produce children, but to produce that. I'm going to pause that just so I don't use the resources. Not only to produce children, but to produce children of the right sex and the right age grouping. And it's very, I don't know if I want to say stressful, but it's very intense. Okay, we only had 2 deaths there, or was it 3? 2 children, a fisherman. Okay, so we had actually 4. It's not terrible. It's recoverable. Definitely recoverable. But we have to get these icons off of the buildings, because that means they have no food whatsoever. And unlike warmth, they will not go to another house with food. Now there's 2 reasons why this happened. One, I wasn't very stable on my food yet, and also they're gathering and distributing the remaining, 30 food that I had between 2 additional houses. That was kind of ill-advised, shall we say. But we're making a recovery, especially when another child starves. Got a lot of people fishing, and fishing's the same thing. Like nobody's gonna gather those fish, bring them to the stockpile, unless I'm wrong. Seems like they are. Another starvation. Leave that builder on. We're gonna take this one off pause. Okay, we've got actually a good amount of firewood now. There's still, well, arguably. Firewood should be fine though. But the reason I want to get that one built, we can drop off our stone cutters. Don't really need to be doing that right now. Because that'll get the storage closer, and actually kind of forgot that I was building a gather setup here. It really does not have much area to get to gather from. So that was a mistake. Forester's Lodge is being manned. That'll help. But it's not a cure-all. Still short on food there. What do they work? Builder and fisherman. That's not good. Okay, good. They've got food. I was hoping that the labor would work there, because labor seems like they'd be more likely to bring food to the house. Okay, we're... lean times. Okay, they're almost done with the storage barn. I mean, that will help, but it's pretty limited because I did not reforest this area. And this is actually really good. Those trees look like they're growing in. And it is late autumn, so there's still a little bit of time, but you can see it's comparable actually only. It might end up about the same, not improved yet. So I really wish you didn't have to have the town hall to look at the statistics and charts and things like that. Because you would, let's build some roads. Redesignate them. Oh really? Yeah, stupid cart. I'm gonna remove that as soon as I get the 2 storage areas done. Another starvation. Now I do have food in all the houses, so that starvation could have just been lingering effects. Because you'll see the average health of citizens is at 3.5. Part of that's because of starving people. Their health goes down, so. They didn't die of old age, they died because I don't know exactly how the priorities for that sort of thing go. I don't have any general laborers right now. That's probably okay. I may have a couple people coming into adulthood soon. I did have a few of the children die. I don't know exactly how old they are without going in and looking at individual houses. There's a 9-year-old. They will have 1 coming of age soon. I'll just leave them as a laborer when it comes. I don't know if the woodcutter is acting as a laborer right now anyway, because they don't have any wood cut down. Oh, now they do. They're off and on that. They may be getting their own wood. These trees look mature. I should see an improvement on the gathering. I mean, it's early spring. They just started. But if we look at these numbers, those are higher than the ones I remember seeing for last year. So that is definitely an upswing. We do have more people doing the gathering. So maybe that is more of a factor than I thought. I think we had 600, not necessarily the last time. But that's, you know, obviously that's more than 600. That's definitely 600 plus 300 and then more. It's closer to 1,000. Good. Got not nearly as much there though. Alright, we already bagged one this season. What about here? Yeah. Not a lot on the fish. So we're really just waiting on these forests to regrow. And they're tinkering on the roads. Put them in there. I don't know what, like, the exact number for the increase of speed that roads give. Or roads give. It's not massive, that's all I really know. Stone roads are more significant. I mean, it may be like 5%, 10% possibly. I think it's probably 5. We're at 4163 food, nobody's starving. I should prioritize this. I don't know if they're concentrating on it yet, but I need to prioritize it. And we're going to take off Forester. No, I can't do that because I have 2 of them. I'll actually take down my builder. Put in a stone cutter because I have no stone. I would have to go. Well, maybe I can get some over here. Not much. Okay, we're going to actually prioritize that bridge. No, there's keyboard shortcuts like, you know, 4, F1, F2. I don't usually use that just because I'm a clicker. Clicker, a mouse, or a scroller, or whatever you want to call it. That's the way I do it. Hopefully we won't have anyone starve. Unless, you know, more people are born, then yeah, we will. Hopefully we can get more of a yield than 300 out of that. Because this is doing about 3 times. And early autumn, about halfway. 450, gonna get about the same. Alright, we're over 100 again on food. I mean, obviously it goes up and down. And I don't know what the ideal number to have in a particular building is. One thing I really know is that a variety of food is better than not variety of food. It looks like they're okay. I mean, they've got 100 each. So we, yeah, and we're up to 200 now, so we may be generating surplus. We can take somebody off the gathering. Just so we have that extra labor, and that means we can put someone on building. And they should act as a laborer. Got 2, 4 stone on there. Now this is the thing I was falling. Oh shit. Shoot. I mean. Yeah, whatever. Builder died. I got designated as builder and he must have died right afterwards. So that sucks. Now I believe that laborers will work in quarries when they're not doing anything else. If they have like absolutely nothing else to do. Like, you haven't designated them to take anything. Yeah, it might be worth getting this. It's kind of far. But where else am I going? It's kind of far, I say, but honestly, it's probably just fine. low on firewood, actually. It only needs 9 more. I'm just gonna let them finish that up. Alright, I'd really like to have more firewood, because I feel like I'm gonna have a shortage coming up soon. But how much can I really do about that? I'm gonna keep 2 laborers. The only problem with quarries is that they are pretty slow, especially if I don't have tools. And there's the cold coming. Alright, we're gonna pause the bridge. Because I really need tools. Really need tools. And I do have the quarry. You know what? Alright. I'm going to get... I wish that there was a way to... Well, I could pause the blacksmith, I guess. But anyway, I was saying, I wish there was a way I could pause the wood going to the bridge and not the stone. But I'll just have to deal with it. Oh, we've got a lot of laborers now. We can crank up gatherers and fishermen because food is looking low again. And actually, I'm gonna see which one should I drop down. I'm gonna drop down fishermen. Just so I have more laborers to gather that stone. Finish the bridge. Get back on the blacksmith. Once I get that done, I've got all the stone right here. Okay, we've got some firewood. Why is it 3 stone on there? It's a waste. Get all the stone we need there. 19 out of 55. Are they bringing it there now? 20? Yes, they are. Yeah, we can take a look around the map, I guess. See, the map is useful because we've got these reddish spots. That's iron. Iron. It's really hard to see though. I mean, I can see it because I'm right here. But the stone, I believe it's stone right there, yeah, a little gray patch. Gray is really hard to see. Tree is easy to see, but trees everywhere. And these gray blocks, of course, buildings. Fields will be another color. But, you know, if you can't find a field, you got problems. I'll probably build a bridge at some point, just south of the quarry, and then south of there again, just to connect that little bit, so I can get something out of there. And that's the tricky part of the mountainous small map is you really don't have a lot of useful space. You can see it on the map too. This river actually dries up right here. So I need to be really careful not, once they finish this bridge, not to designate them to gather anything from this spot just here south of that river, between these 2 rivers. Because they'll try and go around all that way and then come back up to grab it. And that is the kind of march that makes people starve to death, freeze to death. And I don't want that. So I may at some point build a bridge just to avoid that. Don't really want to, but again, I might do it. We got 4 laborers again, wow. I'm going to actually... I'm going to let them finish the blacksmith, they'll do the school next. They're both fairly close. I really want the school up and running quickly. because I only have 3 students. I've got 23, and I want to get that teacher to have people educated before I start getting the old age deaths. I'm 7 years into it though. I might have some old people already. 50. Yeah, they're at that stage. It could go either way. Because it's really hard maintaining that teacher when you just barely have enough people. I've got a lot of food. Holy... Oh, that's nice. That is definitely nice. How much food did you guys get? Jeez. Not even that much. I don't know where all that food came from. The fishing dock got 6 leather? That's odd. I think sometimes there's like weird things like this. The deer is within range. So maybe they killed it right there. And then the fisherman picked up the hide, so I got credit for it. Something like that. Weird stuff like that happens though. Actually, let's just crank out the farm, or builders. Get that place built. See, I really don't like having so few children right now, because that means that I'm going to have that population crash. I actually really need to open up construction on that house. It's going to be a little bit, because they're going to have to bring 3 stone here first. And then 8. Oh no, actually they've got all the stone there, they just need the logs. But I'm going to need that population, those extra children, to keep the rate going well. Because, for example, this place, these 2 are not going to have any more kids. And Molly will not marry and have any kids until they both die off. They may move out, but only if I have a new house. That's why we need a new house. Okay, here, let's say, for example, Beatrix and Amity had those kids. Those are their kids. Or let's say that they're not. Who cares? Actually, let's just go with this example. Alright, we've got 29, 30, whatever. If there was a 15-year-old guy, he would not move in here, and they would not have kids if he did. So, yeah. Kinda gotta have them die off, to put it cruelly. Alright, I'm gonna pre-designate a teacher and a blacksmith, just so they're there to work right off. Now if you pre-designate, that means to assign someone to the job before the building is complete. It pops up with a question mark saying, huh? But they'll work fine. Alright, we're getting tools made. Yay! Unfortunately, the blacksmith will not take the first tool for themselves. But we should be able to crank them up fairly quickly. We have 24 adults. That's crazy. 24 adults, 2 children. That's awful. I think the ideal ratio is, assuming that healthy adults live to 80, you want to have, when you have a school going, that is, you want to have 3 to 1 or 6 to 1 to 1 adults to non-adults. If you can keep about that, you'll have a pretty smooth curve, or a line even, to the population growth. But this, I'm going to have a lot of people dying, and then not a lot of people being kids for a while. That's going to be bad. Because then I have all of these laborers and all this stuff, and I'm going to have to cut back so many positions. Oh, we've got a lot of trees up there already. Good. I'm going to put a couple more foresters in. So we can get firewood, because we're on the border for that. That's out because it's a new house. Good ages on the people there, though. That's good. They're gonna have kids for 20 or 30 years. I don't know what the cutoff is. I believe it's 50. And I don't know how quickly they can have kids. Unfortunately, I've never seen a case of twins. There's been a lot of times where people were born in the same season or month, but never actually specifically twins. Food's doing alright still, 300 and some odd. I feel like that's stable, especially if these guys have a decent amount. I want to say 100 is the amount that they keep, but that's just a shot out there. And of course it varies by, oh, I grabbed extra or things along those lines. Oh, actually I've got a lot of stone right now, wow. I'm going to keep my workers working that quarry though. But that's really good to know that I have that much stone lying around. Not a lot of wood. Okay, a couple berths there, that's good. We do have our teacher, and we have laborers. I feel like it's especially important to have at least one laborer when you have a teacher, because if your teacher dies and you don't have any laborers to spare, all the people in school get kicked out, become laborers. They do not become educated. And the great thing about education is that they can work a lot more efficiently, they carry more stuff. I'm gonna keep this paused. Just because I don't have firewood, I don't want to put 48 wood into this structure that I could otherwise be. Oh, that was just weird. Looked like somebody died. But they did not, so that is a good thing. Alright, I think this is a good spot to take a break. Thank you very much for joining me. This has been a game that I'm playing which has a name which is Banished. Thank you. This has been Banished, and I will see you in the future.